Every creator wants a camera that feels small, powerful, and simple enough to trust in any situation. My very first camera was a Sony ZVE-10, which I still use today as my top-down shots because I genuinely love this camera. This camera has been a spectacle for a long while. Try the Sony FX30. It was an incredible filmmaking tool, but I personally could not connect with it for whatever reason. So I returned it after months of use. Sony A6700 feels a lot different than any of the Sony cameras that I've used so far. It's a camera that I think that Sony genuinely made in such a way that it understands the daily life of a creator like myself. It blends pro specs, strong performance, and a compact size into a camera that I can always use for almost everything. If you enjoy creator focused camera reviews like this, consider hitting the like button so more people can find this video. Let's look at the design and build of the Sony A6700. The A6700 has that familiar aps-c form factor, but with a better body design. It has a deeper grip and is more comfortable when you stack it against the Sony ZVE-10, which makes the camera feel more secure even when using heavier lenses like this Tamron 17-70mm f2.8. Sony used a magnesium alloy frame, so the camera is lightweight but still strong enough for everyday shooting. Fully articulating screen, which is touch, changes everything for creators. It just makes filming easy. I really enjoy the body of the A700 over here, and I also like the EVF which protrude outside, something that both the Sony ZVE-10 and the FX30 did not have. For me, I think that the design over here, the ergonomics in terms of the use, is pretty amazing considering its compactness and the size. Let's look at the image quality and color science. I am used to the aps-c system from Sony, having used the Sony ZVE-10 for considerable number of years now, and also used the FX30. I am used to the aps-c style and color science as well as image quality. But inside it, you have a 26 megapixel aps-c sensor paired with Sony's powerful IBIS XR processor. That combination delivers sharp images, better highlight roll-off performance, and cleaner details. Science over here, skin tones look more natural and colors feel less digital than other Sony cameras that I've used. Considering this with the Sony ZVE-10, I can barely notice any kind of difference because I think even though there has been an improvement with the Sony A700, the color science and color tuning still feel pretty nice, especially with my skin tone, just as I also find with the Sony ZVE-10. But I think that the highlight roll-off on the A700 feels more different and more natural compared to other aps-c cameras that I've used. Compared to the C-Log 3 that I have with my Canon Asus Mark III as well as the R8, I think that the S-Log 3 on the A700 feels a lot more organic, and also grading it feels a little bit different compared to that. But I like the flexibility and the flavors that you can get out of this, especially when you are grading. Now let's talk about the autofocus on the Sony A700. It is one of its biggest upgrades, and that is something that I noticed instantly the moment I start using it. Using this and stacking it against the ZVE-10, I realized that this is a little bit more faster, smoother, and more accurate in terms of focusing on the subject. The A700 uses Sony's dedicated AI processing, which is more advanced technology that you can find in Sony's high-end cameras. This system does more than track faces. It understands how the eye positions itself, head movement, body posture, and even predicts movement. Interestingly, it also has tracking for trains, for vehicles, or other insects. So it means that the Sony A700 is built in such a way that it can be used for diverse and multi-purpose kind of shooting. It has become the camera that I really love using for shooting products, and paired with a Tamron 17-70mm f2.8, this is just a magical combo. Now let's get the video performance on the Sony A700. This camera shines when it comes to video. Oh boy, I really enjoy using this to shoot videos, and that is because that you get oversampled 4K image from a 6K sensor, which means the footage is extremely sharp, it is detailed, so many other kinds of flavors in terms of 4K that you can get with this 10-bit 422 and 10-bit 420. giving much more flexibility, smoother colors, and more room for editing. Sony's in-body image stabilization plus the active mode helps in handheld shooting. This is something that I really noticed and found a drastic difference between the A700 and the ZVE-10. Also, when I do a retrospect and compare it to my experience with the Sony FX30, A700 has a better stabilization, especially in handheld mode. Let's talk about battery and heat management on the Sony A700. This is one area that I've come to know about the Sony A700 that I really like. The battery here lasts a long time. Even though you find that there's a little bit of heat against the body that you are shooting with, especially when you are shooting for long hours, that especially in video shooting. Photo mode, I don't find any overheating or any heating situations with it. The battery lasts for a long time, giving peace of mind during shooting for long hours than what I normally experience with the Sony ZVE-10. One battery on the Sony A700 lasts for a long time, where in that same situation, I might have to use about 3 batteries for the Sony ZVE-10. In terms of battery performance, neck and neck with the Sony FX30, they're almost the same, except that this one heats just slightly around the lens area, which is not really a problem considering that I use the Sony ZVE-10 as my main camera to shoot sports, to shoot weddings, to shoot events, that I was paid by client to do so. Knowing that I have better battery performance on this and have better heat management on this compared to the Sony ZVE-10, it means that the Sony A700 is a great camera that gives me a lot of peace of mind and stable shooting experience, especially for shooting 4K videos for long hours. So why does the Sony A700 stand out for me, especially having used the Sony FX30 as well as the ZVE-10? Coming from the ZVE-10, the Sony A700 feels like a major step up while still staying compact and comfortable in terms of use. It's really awesome and excellent in both photography and videography. Photography on this is really remarkable, and that is why I think that this is a better balance in terms of shooting with this. Now compare my experience with the Sony A700 with my main photo shooting camera, which is the Canon R8. I think that the experience here is really neck and neck, and they complement each other. This being a full frame camera, this being an aps-c camera. I think that in some situations, I prefer the experience that the Sony A700 gives me. The Sony A700 is one of the best creator cameras that anyone can buy. It is compact, fast, intelligent in terms of AI chip processing. I really like the ergonomics and build out of this, and I like the transition that I have, especially come from the Sony ZVE-10 into the Sony A700. If you want more creator focused camera reviews and tech videos, feel free to subscribe to this channel. My name is Abeku, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Peace out.